Welcome back, everybody, to the Cirque Show 24/7. This is season 2, episode 4 of Gotham, entitled Strike Force. So let's get right into it. Alright, guys, this episode was all over the place. Like, it's one of those episodes where it was okay, but it's got me worried. Like, I don't want them to go back in the direction of what season 1 is, where it was just too goofy, too campy, and it was just all over the place. This was that kind of episode where it was just all over the place. Had a few good moments here, but still was just kind of all over the place. A lot of things felt very awkward and just felt like it didn't belong in here. Now that Jerome has died and stuff like that, it's going to be interesting to see how this show picks up without him as the character, as him not in it, and can they kind of push through. But yeah, in this episode, Theo Gallivan basically he bribes Penguin into doing his bidding, basically just taking out the people who are next up in line or who are in the running for the mayor's position, because obviously Theo Gallivan, he wants to be the mayor. He wants to kind of take over a city, so he gets Penguin to do his bidding. The reason he could get Penguin to do his bidding is he has Penguin's mother, and we all know how much Penguin is a mama's boy, how much he cares for his mother. So it puts Penguin in a sticky situation that he really doesn't want to be in, and I really like that because you can tell that Penguin, he's a bad person. He's a bad guy, but he's one of those bad guys with principles. He does things a certain way. And him having Theo Gallivan do things very unorthodox and just out there, it just really threw Penguin off. And Penguin's a very emotional guy anyway, so he was forced to do something that he really didn't want to be a part of. He wanted to kind of stay away from this whole madness and everything that was been going on with the whole mayors and people dying and stuff. He wanted to kind of do his own, his own thing. So I like the fact that it put him in that like tough situation that he was basically forced to kill these people that he didn't really care for. He didn't really want to have to kill, but he had to because he had to, get his mom back. So I really enjoyed that part of the episode. That was probably one of the main things I did like about this episode. Now, the things that I really didn't like at all were, all right, when we like kind of last left off, most of, the commissioner died from Jerome, like 9 other cops died too. So, the whole GCPD, basically, they need a new captain and stuff. I always assumed that Gordon was basically the next one in line, but we do get our introduction into Michael Chiklis' character, as he's basically the captain, and that's where like the whole episode kind of just went off the rails for me. I love Michael Chiklis. I think he's great in The Shield, and I think he was great in the stuff that he did in the Fantastic Four. As a thing, he was probably one of the main highlights of that movie, other than Chris Evans, obviously. But I don't know, he just handed up so much. It was just very awkward. It felt like he was in a different, it felt like he was supposed to be in season 1 or something. I don't know, it was just very weird. Everything he said was just too on the nose. It was just too out there, and he was just overacting, and it was just very awkward. So I didn't like it at all. So hopefully with his character, he kind of tones that down, because it was not working for me at all. But he's a character who's very military heavy. He's very by the books. He wants to bring Gotham back to the high prestige that it once was, which this is Gotham. I don't ever think Gotham has ever been that high of a priority to people, because it's always just been corrupt. But he wants to bring back the GCPD's legacy and good name and stuff, because it's just been corrupted by corrupted cops and criminals and stuff like that. So he takes it upon himself to fire a lot of people who are corrupt and stuff, and he wants to bring in brand new, younger, more efficient soldiers or police officers who are just coming out the police academy. So they're brand new, they haven't been corrupt or anything. So he takes it upon himself to make Gordon his second in command. He gives Gordon his own like little strike force or strike team or whatever like that. So that was really cool. But just everything like that whole situation with his character coming in and just being like overacting was just too much for me, so I didn't like it. So hopefully he kind of tones that down a lot, like a lot. He was at like 11. I need him to be at like a 4. So yeah, that was just off-putting to me. For some reason, out of nowhere, Alfred smacks the shit out of Selena, which just took me by surprise. I guess I get why he did it, but it just felt so just out of left field for his character. Like he just pimp slapped Selena because he feels like Selena is going to be a bad influence of for Bruce, and I get why he thinks that because she is kind of a bad influence for Bruce, but at the same time she is a kid, Alfred, so you could have went by it a different way. Just say, yo, don't ever come back here. If you ever come back here, I'll call the cops on you or something. Just having him slap her just threw it off. It was just weird to me. I don't know. It was just weird. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I do like what he was trying to say to Selena. Just the way he brought it out was just, it was a little too much. Alfred, you was at a 12. I need you to be at like a 6. All right, so I need you to tone it down too a little bit. But we do get introduced to Theo Gallivan's niece, who is Silver St. Cloud, who seems like she's going to be a very important character in Bruce's life. She seems like she's going to be a love interest in young Bruce's life, which is going to be cool. I don't know, she seems way out of Bruce's league. She seems out of a lot of people's league, like grown men's leagues. She just seems out of a lot of people's league, so it's gonna be interesting to see like her gel with Bruce and stuff like that. But I do like her character. I think she's gonna be a really cool asset to the show. But yeah, overall, I mean, like I said, this episode had a lot of just weird things to it. Edward and Mrs. Kringle, their storyline is okay. It's still kind of the same stuff from like season 1, but I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. It's not really bothering me. Him going on like getting the curse to ask her out on the date, and him almost slipping up saying that he killed her ex-boyfriend was pretty cool. But finally he at least got some action, so I'm rooting for Edward. But you obviously know it's gonna go downhill. So yeah, what do you guys think about this episode? Please like this video, comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought, and as always, this is the Search Show 24/7. Be easy.